Hello everybody, welcome back to the Tavern. I'm Flusher with Cambion Gaming, and as always, my partner in crime is Martyr. Today we're not going to be sticking to our normal format, we're just going to be talking about a wide range of topics, which include the beta. It's been a rather slow week as far as news goes, so we're just going to be talking about what we've been seeing in the beta, what we like, what we don't like. So if you're ready for it, let's go. Have you seen the new Barbarian, the armor on the D3 Cauldron?
Pretty good looking. I mean, some of it resembles like something that you would find in like a hellish environment, and the other one represents something that you would see in like Sanctuary or something like that, where you could pull it off an angel or something. Because we've seen screenshots that have like holy resistance, which implies we're going to be fighting things that are slinging holy damage around. That's probably where the second armor set is from, the one with the silver and gold trim on it.
Yeah, I really like the red armor set. It looks cool.
I want to see what they look like when we can dye them.
Yeah, that's gonna be awesome, all that customization. But a lot of people have been complaining saying it looks like a paladin or it's not very barbarian-like. What do you think about that?
There are armor sets in D2 that don't look very barbarian-like, but barbarians wore them. I mean, they still work, they're still armor sets, you'll be able to dye them, all that kind of stuff. If you don't like it, don't wear it.
See, this kind of like makes me wish we could customize our characters a little bit, you know, kind of make them skinnier or like make them younger, because I kind of wish that they wouldn't lock like each class like into a certain theme, because I feel like if you go barbarian, then you have to kind of stick to certain armor styles. Like I think the new armors are really awesome, and I can't wait to use them. But I think if they didn't like lock the class into like a barbarian, they could just maybe have like the archetype, like a warrior archetype or something, and then that way you could do a lot more with the armor sets.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing stopping you from wearing other armor sets, but you will eventually start seeing armor sets that have stats on it, like, that are just straight up for barbarians. Like, I've seen a couple weapons in the beta that has, like, Witch Doctor stats on it, like plus 10% Witch Doctor only or something like that. And, it seems like they want you to pick and choose your armor and wear it however you want, but I mean, I doubt you're going to be finding any loincloths up at level 60 that are that badass.
Right, but I'm like specifically talking about the barbarian armor. Like I'm talking about how it looks. I'm just saying like they could do a lot more if they didn't if they didn't name the class like barbarian, like say they just named it like warrior or something, then they could do so much more. Like they could have like, you know, the barbarian type armor they have now, and they could have like the full plate like knight look or something.
I remember in one of the interviews they actually talked about the barbarian and what they were going to call it and all that kind of stuff, and they were making the class, and it actually wasn't originally called the barbarian. They won't tell us what they were originally calling it or trying to make it, but apparently everyone around the office kept just calling it the barbarian and referring to it as the barbarian, so they just went with it. Thought that was kind of interesting.
Cool. So have you been hearing anything new on the beta front as to when we might be seeing it?
I haven't. I really don't have any guesses either. I mean, obviously before the end of September, but that's really all I know. That's all I can say.
Yeah, there's really not much to say on that front. So basically, yeah, what we've been doing is I've been making like a lot of builds with the barbarian, and I was hoping that maybe everyone that's listening could post, you know, a link to their build, and you know, can tell us about their build and like why it's so great. So, do you have any like builds that you've made that you like want to talk about, or?
Oh yeah, I've made a few builds. One of them was a PvP build that was meant to complement my brother making a wizard build, and so pretty much he slows them down, and my build is meant to just ramp up damage and take people out. And it's really fun. It's really fast-paced. I'm really looking forward to playing with people and trying to build, you know, builds that complement each other and help each other out and all that kind of stuff. Rather than like you got a ranged class shooting stuff, and then you have all these knockback abilities, and you're just moving their targets around, making it harder to hit them. Be better if you could like stun them and keep them in place while the other people shoot them with ranged attacks and all that.
Right, it'd be interesting to see how you guys I'm not sure if you guys have already been looking at it, but like how you're gonna use the runes for each skill to complement the runes for this guy's skill. Like there's potentially like so much you could do with that.
Yeah, there's so many runes that change skills just dramatically, and it looks like it's going to take a lot of experimenting, a lot of getting used to see which kind of builds you like, and it seems like you'll be changing it often throughout the game.
So you're saying though that I guess you said your brother, he's gonna go with a more of like a stun type, like crowd control, hold the person in one place, do everything you can, and then your build is just pure damage.
Yeah.
That's
So,
cool.
I mean, he's got some survivability on his, like, he's got a few mirror images that he can pop out, but I mean, this is for PvP that we're talking about, so we'll have to see how that goes, and it'll most likely end up changing once we start playing PvP.
Cool, cool. So yeah, again, just for everyone listening, if you have any cool builds that you think are awesome, just post them in the comments and we'll talk about them, and just tell us what you think is great about them. Also, Blizzard announced last week that they're going to be using PayPal, and also a lot of fans out there have been sort of complaining about that. What do you think about that?
Well, I've actually I sell a lot of stuff on eBay. I mean, like, Warhammer models, I'll buy them, paint them, sell them. Magic cards, I just trade around with friends, get the ones that are worth money, sell on there. I haven't had a single problem with it. And but I have read stories of people like back in StarCraft 2 when that beta came out, people were trying to sell like the keys and stuff. And the way that would work out is someone goes to sell a key, and this person, bids on it, wins it, sends him the money, he gets the key, he uses the key, and then he tells PayPal that it was a bad transfer, so he gets the money back, and he's already used the key. So stuff like that is definitely a reason someone would not like PayPal, but I mean, I haven't had any problems with it at all yet.
Right. I mean, I really have nothing against it. They have to use something, right?
Right. And I was thinking they were gonna like pull out some new company that was doing it, maybe start their own branch or something like that, but just going with PayPal is probably a lot easier than going through all that and less time consuming.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people have already used PayPal, so they might be more comfortable using PayPal as opposed to using something new. I know I've used PayPal once, and it everything like worked fine. I didn't have any complaints at all. So, what do you think about the BlizzCon pre-sales?
It's hard to tell right now because most of the items you don't really have a good description on it. I mean, I haven't even bought anything, and I'm going to BlizzCon, so I usually just wait until I get there, and then that's the first place we stop. Is usually send 2 people over to the opening ceremonies to grab some seats, and then 1 or 2 people over to the store and just buy stuff there.
So you're not planning on doing the BlizzCon pre-sales?
Not the pre-sale, no. We usually just get our stuff at BlizzCon.
Is that because like you've heard a lot of people are complaining, like saying, they're having problems with it, or it's just a personal preference?
It's just a personal preference. I just want to be there, and they've got the displays up where you can see all the items that they got on sale and stuff like that.
Cool, cool. And I guess going back to the beta, did you see the dungeon? I forgot what it was called, but there was a dungeon in there. It was one of those random dungeons, and I thought it looked pretty awesome.
I haven't seen too many of them. I have seen people talking about that gold thief that he could open up a portal that sends you to this god called Greed the Slayer or whatever, and apparently there's a lot of gold in there, but it doesn't work in the beta, and I'm not sure if it'll be in the final build or not. Hopefully it is. It'll be something cool to experiment with and try out.
What is that? I haven't heard of that one.
Well, in a couple playthroughs, you see someone going along, and you see like a gold thief, kind of like the egg thief in Spyro, where he just like runs away from you, right? Except while he's running away from you, he's dropping gold, and then he'll eventually open up a portal that he tries to go through, and then one of the lore things pop up, and you click it, and you can listen to the guy talk about these guys, and these guys will like steal gold and then run off and open a portal and take it to this lair called Greed's Lair, and Greed is apparently some sort of god that likes gold, apparently.
That's cool. That's awesome. I hope they have lots of small little like mini events in there.
Yeah.
Also, there's a video out there where they show all the weapon effects, and there's a lot of them.
I haven't seen too many of them. I remember seeing the hold on.
Yeah, and just for all of our listeners out there, in case you're wondering, all the videos will be on d3cauldron.com. That's where we're seeing most of our Diablo videos, and all the videos there are great. They're in high quality, so I recommend you guys check out that site.
Well, I've seen some of the videos where, like in the early gameplay videos, where the guy has like an axe of lightning and frost on it, and those already looked really good. And I haven't seen any of the new ones. You'll have to give me a link to those. But I definitely like the idea of enchanting your weapons with effects like that will like stun them or slow them, freeze them, and shatter them, stuff like that.
Yeah, going back to the video I saw, it like there is a lot of effects there. Like just in the first 30 seconds or so of the video, it was all the basics, the fire, poison, ice, lightning, and then it gets deep to like it's like holy, unholy effects. And I gotta say, like they look really cool, and I'm just hoping, I'm glad that there's a lot, because for me, I love customization. That's the biggest thing for me, and the more we can be different from one another, the better.
Yeah, it seems like there's going to be more than enough customization in this game, for me at least.
And also going on that, I hope that each effect brings into new gameplay mechanics too that can set us apart as well.
Definitely, I'm tempted to see what the unholy one does. That sounds like it'd be fun.
Yeah. So I guess our last topic is the followers. We haven't talked much about the followers yet. What do you think about the followers?
From what I've seen so far, they seem pretty decent and customizable. You can change their build and their abilities that they use and their gear and all that kind of stuff. But from what I've seen in the beta, like with the Templar that people get, I've seen him like drop and like he's down, like he's at 0 hit points, but then he just gets up a few seconds later.
Oh, sorry, go on.
I felt like that isn't like a big enough penalty to having your companion hit 0 hit points. I think there should be a little more than that, at least.
Yeah, I'm definitely liking how the customization to the followers, because I saw one where I forgot what the name of the follower was called off the top of my head, but basically you could get it to shoot lightning out, and it's just awesome. I love the customization in all those followers.
It'll definitely be fun to play around with. Kind of sucks that you can't have them in multiplayer though, but at least it gives you something else to have fun with in single player.
I mean, I personally, I probably will not be using the followers too much because I just plan on playing with my friends. But from what I've seen, the people who like to play by themselves, they look awesome.
Yeah, I'll definitely be doing some playthroughs by myself with probably the Demon Hunter or the Witch Doctor. And it'll be nice to have an extra companion with them on that.
Right. Well, I think that's going to do it for this episode. Just a quick reminder, do you want to remind everyone where they can see your stream at when the beta goes live?
Yeah, once we get a beta invite, you can check out my stream channel at twitch.tv/martyr101.
And aren't you also planning on making a website?
Yes, my brother is in the midst of making a website and piecing that together. He's probably around halfway done, maybe a little less than that. But we should have it up definitely by the time Diablo 3 is released. It'll be up and fully running, stuff like that.
Awesome. And I just want to thank everyone for listening, and please hit the subscribe button. See ya. Yeah, that's where you say something.
Sorry, I was moving stuff around.